infinite, awakening infinite human beings. Here I am, summertime at the beach here in Sicily, and this video I want to talk to you about is about detoxing, okay? The name of the game this summer is detox. I can't tell you how important it is. Your life may depend on it. Now, I don't want to use scare tactics, but it's really important, okay? So, first of all, I'm not going to tell you what to do because I really believe that we need to start becoming our own experts, and we have to break this really bad mind control program that we need to ask someone else. We need to go to a doctor, a healer, a therapist, something outside of ourselves to tell us what we should be doing with our temple, with our body, okay? Mind and spirit. So this is one man's or woman's medicine is another woman's poison, okay? So this is not to tell you what to do. What I'm going to do is share with you what's going on all the different layers, and I'm going to give you some tips that I have found useful for me and I've seen work with other people. And then your job, as always, if you're listening to my channel, is to discern and to take what resonates and throw away the rest, because I may be saying something that, you know, could save your life, could just resonate, and you start putting it into practice and it really helps you. All right, so we are in a war. If you're not aware of that, we are in a war of frequencies, and there are a lot of casualties. And I don't mean to frighten anyone, because fear is not what I come from. I come from love, but I do think it's important to be informed, because people that are not getting full disclosure and being informed are making poor choices. So it's always about you choosing, and choosing wisely. And I'm the author of The Infinite Human, not trying to peddle anything, but it gives you full disclosure, and that's the whole purpose. So you can make informed choices in this very deceptive time in which we live. But we're in, and I think almost anyone, you know, if you're not seeing that, then don't listen to me, because I'm not your you know, flavor, your ice cream flavor or your frequency. But almost anyone who's listening to me, hearing my voice, knows that we're being dumped on by chemtrails, that SpaceX has been activated, that 5G towers have been installed all over the planet, and bioweaponry has been injected into large portions of the population. All these things, as they roll out more and more 5G, and they will be firing all this up this fall. I'm sensing, and I've heard rumblings and videos about this, that you know, they're planning a planned demic second phase, boom boom, with their last and final blows, and they really want to take out a lot of people, a lot of casualties. So I'm saying this now because it's summer. This is our time. The planet goes through cycles, and May is the firing of, I guess you would say, a trumpet of very high frequency, high energy, positive. And then November is kind of like the other, because we live in a universe of polarities, masculine and feminine, you know, duality. So in November, it's going to be the dark side's time to get their 1, 2, 3 punch in. So use this summer wisely. First of all, enjoy yourself, you know, and don't get into fear. Don't be afraid. Don't, you know, worry, because that's not going to help you. But as you enjoy yourself, really the war is about artificial technology and organic, natural, nature, divine, what I call divine technology. So what's the cure for AI technology and bioweaponry for anyone that's walked that jibby jabber walk? Because I know people are concerned, they're worried about that. And I'm talking kind of metaphorically because I have to. But I'm here in Sicily, and there's a bagnino, a lifeguard that I knew last year, dear to my heart, a young kid, and I said, don't do the Jabberwocky. And you know, when he came back, I saw him, first thing I said is, you did, right? And I knew he did, because he looked death walking. And he's been out here in the sun every day, and he looks so much better. So I know people are waiting for all kinds of technical solutions to taking technical solutions. It's like, you know, if you made that mistake, You went outside of yourself for something artificial to cure something that was simply you detoxing from the toxic levels of radiation that have hit our planets with the 5G and space activation. And if you don't believe me, read The Invisible Rainbow. And it explains all about the swine flu and how every time they've laid radio, they've introduced radio waves or anything, the humans have, of course, had to acclimate or transmute it, and they've had viruses all over, whether it's swine flu, Hong Kong flu, whatever. So the research is there, and it's also in my book, The Infinite Human. So back to detoxing, okay? So the cure for something artificial is always found in nature, all right? It always is. Don't go to something artificial like a med bed or cleaning out your blood, to detox from something that's artificial that you put inside yourself, all right? Makes sense? So what do? Okay, for me, I'm here on the beach every day. I'm soaking in the salt water. I'm sweating out toxins in the sun. I'm eating fresh fruits and vegetables if you can. I would recommend, and I can't do it all the time because when it's really heavy I have to eat denser food, more carbs, but I really recommend a plant-based live diet of fruits primarily because they're very detoxing, and some veggies, salads, super rainbow salads and all kinds of things like that. And there's plenty of information about that. And a real good starseed sister of mine, Ireland Clark, who has a channel on YouTube, and she's interviewed me, and I'll have to interview her, but she's a master at that. She's helped me a lot because she's a fruitarian, and she just exudes health when you see her, and high vibes. So she's very good. I also recommend very much, all these chemicals that they're trailing every day, you're going to have to detox, even if you are eating the most healthy diet, drinking pure water. You're going to have to keep detoxing because every day they're dumping it with us. It's in the food, it's in the water, it's in the air. So I recommend zeolite, clinopeptide zeolite powder, which is powder from a volcano. And here in Sicily we have a lot of eruptions from Mount Etna, which is helping out a lot with the soil and protecting us from the radiation. Just sweating is one of the best ways. We have thermal springs here too, volcanic water, hot springs. That's good. Get out in nature if you can. Get out in the sun. If they're chemtrailing too much, try to maybe go on a vacation if you can. Go to the beach. Go to Florida. Go to a place where you can get a lot of the sun, because the sun is healing you and activating your DNA. Now, if you've had COVID, all right, if you've had this certification of identification documentation, you've detoxed. And I just saw a really great video that explains how it actually is 5G that is damaging your RNA and DNA, and the test is testing these consome antibodies that form to try to repair your DNA. So you want to repair your DNA. How do you do that? Well, you get out in the sun, because the solar alignments and the photonic belt is activating and repairing your DNA and transmuting it into 2, 4, 6, up to 12 strands of DNA to activate your cosmic Christ body. All right, so if you don't understand all that, just be in the sun as much as you can, okay? Breathe it in. Even if it resonates with you. Now, this can hurt you, so I'm not telling you to do it. Just look into maybe sun gazing too. That's very, very helpful in the evenings and the mornings. But and another thing is start developing a relationship with herbs. I'm not going to be like a doctor and prescribe herbs to you and tell you what to take, because we got to get out of that mentality. I had a very good Hawaiian friend of mine. He was a native Hawaiian who grew herbs and sold them, and he said you have to develop a relationship, an energetic relationship. Just like I have an energetic relationship with Kiki, my dog, is over there. I have it with my car, I have it with my house, I have it with people. You need to create this energetic relationship with what you put in your body, the water you drink, the food, and herbs. And I really recommend like tea. I always do teas in the evenings, and you can choose teas that resonate with you, and eventually we want to be growing our own herbs and our own foods that's where we're going, and creating communities, agrarian communities where we trade things, and creating our own economy and our own culture and our own planet, 5D Earth. So start small. Plant something. I grow mint and basil and rosemary and thyme, and so I use herbs. I use a lot of and I did a whole thing on this on cardamomino, we call it here in Italy, and it's milk thistle, because another thing you really want to clean out above everything else is your liver. And there's some really good liver detoxes that I've started to use, where you boil ginger and lemon and maybe putting some cayenne pepper. That is supposed to, reduce your gut, because if you have a belly, your liver's fat. You have a fatty liver, and most everyone has this. And then Parasite Cleansing, and I really recommend wormwood. I have a good friend, shout out to Anna Lloyd, who is coming out with a book called, in Italian, I think she's going to translate in English too, it's wormwood in Italian, because they have discovered that cures, actually the president of Madagascar used it to cure his population of COVID, because it totally detoxes and it also removes parasites. So parasitic cleanses are really important. Also, papaya seeds are great at doing that. And you want to start upgrading your diet. If I can't do just fruits and vegetables because the energies are so intense, I'll eat some non-gluten bread. We have an ancient grain called tumania here. It's a beautiful brown bread, no gluten in it. But I do watch my carbs because I need to be, losing weight. So that's what I do, but you need to start developing this relationship with your body and begin with a detox, because you can't put anything new high vibe food in until you get all the other stuff out. And even if you are eating high vibe, you're going to have to detox every single day now, because we're in the middle of a war. I hope this helps you. Please join my Infinite Human family at www.infinitehuman.com, and subscribe, like, share if this helps you. And I just wrote a really good blog. It's in my on my website about the mafia, the true mafia. I talk about the mafia here where I am, which was born here in Casa del Mare del Golfo in Sicily, but I talk about the global mafia that people are not really seeing. So, and I give out free newsletters, and it's all about joining and coming together like minds, creating a new consciousness renaissance. And my book is available everywhere in Italian too, Infinite Human. Ciao, ciao, baci, baci.